It's a bumper blog this week because I didn't produce a video blog last week. Things have been very, I wouldn't say sort of stressful, but they've been full of me trying to get my ankle back to full health. So this means that I've been on my feet quite a lot, bizarrely enough. But the reason I didn't do a blog last week was because I was going through a little bit of a change. Occasionally this happens, and it has happened, in fact, since we've had this ability to blog. But I am strongly of the mind that a person's life can be divided into seasons, and a season is about a certain sort of, it's about a certain sort of way of viewing the world, I suppose you might say, and its obvious implications on, you know, everything you do. I don't think it's just about, you know, moving. So, you know, if you move jobs, it's a new season. If you move house, it's a new season. I don't think it's anywhere near as simple as that. I personally don't know really when it's going to happen. It's just something will suddenly make sense to me in a way that it didn't before, or I go through some sort of experience that will change my sort of view. And when I mean view, I'm not talking religiously. Actually, I'm not talking sort of, you know, oh, I was a you know, a Hindu then and now I'm a Buddhist. I'm not talking about that sort of, you know, this isn't about conversion experiences or anything like that. It's about discovering something new, I suppose, about yourself or about, you know, the way the world works, and then the fact that that is so monumental, I suppose, that it then changes sort of the way you work and the way you think about things. It's more to do with learning curves. It's more to do with having, you know, learnt a few things, and then you sort of start to look at things a little bit, you know, differently. I, very briefly, I've had about, I think this is my 8th season, and usually I can only tell by sort of looking back, sort of in hindsight really. You can never see at the time. This is one of the few times that I've been able to say, look, it's happened. Whereas usually, I don't know, it's only sort of looking back months after that you see that, you know, actually around that sort of time you changed your, I don't know, opinions or mind about something that was fundamental to the way you sort of thought before, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, don't worry. You know, like I say, I've had 8 seasons, and they tend to last anywhere from about, well, 2 years was my shortest season, and about 5 or 6 years was my longest season, so you never know. So I thought I'd just explain that is why I didn't sort of do a blog last week. So this next week we are sort of going full steam now, because about the only thing that I can't do is walk downstairs. Everything else I can more or less do now, but with quite a lot of pain and possibly not as fast as I should. And so now we're working on building up the stamina. This means that we have to get back to waking up early on a morning. We have to get used to walking in and out of town instead of using the bus now. We have to get used to going to the allotment, walking to the allotment, walking back from the allotment. We have to get used to stairs. We still have to get used to stairs. And basically, that's what this next week is going to be all about. Because the week after that will be the 8th week, and I shall be returning halfway through that to work and from there life will continue as usual. So, you know, we're on the last stages of the rehabilitation now. And what else is there to say, really? Probably not a lot, apart from that I'm also working on other stuff as well. Like I said maybe a week or two ago, I don't just want this to be a sort of return to what I was before. I do want to take this further, so, you know, it's not just about rehabilitating my ankle now, it's also about reducing my weight so that the ankle doesn't have to carry quite so much. You know, we're talking about long-term things, we're talking about how to plug this basically into the 5-year project that we are, you know, coming towards an end of, to help us with some of the goals there. So it's new, but it's on a theme that we've been following for a very, very long time. So watch this space, I suppose, to see how things like that develop. But first, the birthdays, before I forget. So, as ever, a very happy birthday to all the following here. Once again, I'm a little bit restricted by Facebook. I forgot the birthdays last week because I didn't do a blog, whoops. And this, once again, has only gone up to Friday, so I do apologise for those who happen to have their birthday next weekend, really. But here we are. This is for this week. We've got Trevor Prangley, Joy Felicity, Ryan Benoit, Pete Sell, Danny Castillo, Todd Albert, Jordan Parsons, Oleg Takhtarov, Kamal Shaloris, Pat Schilling, Marie Lee, well, she's changed her name. Looks like she's got married, and I can't pronounce that last name, so there we are. Something like Sly Vendal or something. So congratulations to her as well as happy birthday. Louis Gaudinot, Rick Story, Mark Farndale and Gabrielle Rudiger. So I hope all of those managed to eat lots of cake.